What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rubberman Golf. My name's Jack, and I'm coming to you live from outside. All right, look, today we're gonna focus on the knees, that bendy part of your leg. It's a very dynamic part of any golfer's body, any athlete's body, especially in the golf swing. It requires us to really be able to brace and twist and really generate some power and stability through that joint. That's exactly what's on the menu for today, everybody. Find somewhere you can move around, and let's get started. Okay. First thing we gotta understand is that the knee is a joint, which means we're not gonna be strengthening the knee directly. We're gonna be strengthening the muscles that support the joint. So, you know, kind of feel around, move your leg, feel those supporting muscles on top, on the sides, right? And then we're gonna be also strengthening and stretching some of the tendons and ligaments in the knee. That's all the stuff that connects the muscle to the bone, and that's the stuff that doesn't respond to force. So we're gonna be moving with some muscle, and we're also gonna be holding for some time. And so to get started, the first thing we're gonna do is come down onto the floor through a tabletop position, coming on through hands and knees. And from here, we're gonna take some, let's call them knee hover sequences or something like that. Help me out with that name in the comments, please. So we're gonna inhale, lift your knees off the floor, hover them off the mat. Try to squeeze your legs, your knees, one breath in here. And as you exhale, walk your hands towards your feet, coming into a standing, not quite a standing position. From here, we're gonna sit in a chair pose. Take a deep breath in with a squat. Try to pull your feet to the outer edges of your mat. We're activating the leg muscles here. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, come all the way up to stand. And then on the way down, we're gonna reverse the movement. So inhale, come to a seat. Try to keep your spine straight. Try to lift the crown of your head here. Exhale, hands to the floor, and walk your hands forward. We're gonna pause with the knees in a hover. And slowly lower. Release, deep breath in between, and we'll keep it moving. Inhale, move with your breath. I went a little too fast. Inhale, squeeze the knees, hover them over the floor. Exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, hold in a squat chair pose. And rise all the way up. And then reverse. Moving with my breath, really pressing my feet down into the floor. I'm lighting up my legs. Slow and steady. Squeeze your knees and lower down. I want you to move through 5 to 10 reps. Check in with your body, see what you're capable of. And you can definitely notice we are lighting up the muscle here. Extra challenge. You can bounce here in this chair pose. Really feel the knees squeeze. Sit low. And bring it to the flow. Woo. All right, after you have completed your 5 to 10 reps, hang out for a moment, let the body reset. And this is where we just get to feel the after effects. Feel exactly where the pose is landing in the body. I can feel my knees are already lighting up a little bit. Okay, so we finished up with our first pose, our first movement there. Let's keep it moving by moving all the way onto our front side. Lay flat on your belly. You can keep your arms on the floor, support your chest here. The important thing is what we do with the lower body. So we're gonna take this one leg at a time. With your inhale, lift your left foot and pull your left toes towards your shin. And I'm trying to press my heel back at the same time. And I'm just gonna hold this for about 10 seconds. Taking some deep breaths all the way through here. We're isolating the knee joint and we are strengthening and stretching all the juicy tendons in the mix. When you're complete, slowly lower your foot down. Now we'll take it on the opposite side. This time I'm gonna lift my right foot up in the air. I'm trying to really lift up, trying to drive my heel towards the sky, at the same time pressing my heel back and pulling my toes forward. Really trying to isolate the knee. Deep breaths. Try to take about 10 breaths here. And we're isolating the knee right after we strengthen the muscles around it. So this is like a counter pose to what we just took before. Nice slow breaths when you are complete. Lower your foot to the floor. Alternate each side. Take about 3 sets per side. It doesn't feel like much to begin with, but I guarantee you, as you get to your 3rd set, you'll really feel, especially through the back of the knee, is where you start to feel it the most. Oh. And that's such an important part of the body to work, the back of the knee, because especially through the golf swing, we need to be stable and we need to be able to apply the torque, right, to the knee and drive through the ball. All right, I'm just getting excited here. We're gonna stay on the floor. Do as I say, not as I do. Bring it to the floor. And we're gonna keep the trend of isolating one side at a time. So I'm gonna start with my right leg here. With your knee bent and your heel on the floor, we're gonna take I'm gonna call these toe swivels. Start by bracing your knee with either hand. So I got my knee locked in place here. And we're gonna twist the ankle, twist and swivel the toes. Start by taking them to the right. And as you twist to the right, I'm bracing my knee from the right side, pressing my right hand in. And exhale, back through center, twisting to the left. This time, I'm bracing with my left hand. And I'm really trying to take my foot as far as I can, holding at the top, squeeze, exhale back through center, and keep twisting, moving with your breath. Hold at the top, squeeze at the top. You can feel, this is how we work the outer edges of the knee. All that twisting and torquing I just mentioned a moment ago, this is exactly how we train that. This is going to result in a lot of stability throughout the knee, some strength through your swing. And I'm twisting slowly, holding and squeezing at the top. And releasing through center. Take 10 reps per side. So that means back and forth 10 times. And when you are complete, gently release your leg to the front. And before we step into the other side, just pause, feel. And it's so interesting what happens when you isolate the joint like that. You're working parts of the body that we're not used to working. This is not the muscle in this particular movement. We're working the joint. And so just feel what that feels like here. Take about 30 seconds, and when you're ready, we're gonna start with the other side. So I did my right side to begin. Now I'm taking my left side. Knee bent, heel on the floor, bracing my knee with my hands. And I'm gonna start by twisting to the outside, to the left. Squeeze, and back through center. Twist and squeeze. And back through center. You get the idea. You'll find a rhythm here, and that rhythm is with your breath. We're moving with our breath, pairing the breath and the body together. It's even helpful to find one unmoving object to focus your eyes. It keeps your mind from wandering, keeps your eyes from wandering. It's easy to do here. It's kind of easy to get bored here. So just keep your focus. Stay concentrated. And at the top of those twists, I want you to try to find as much movement as you can. Really holding at the top. That's where the real action happens. Is when you hold at the top and try to take it a little bit further. You feel what I mean? Move 10 times per side, 10 reps per each side. And when you are complete, release. Release the whole leg. Pause and feel. Now I got a nice counter stretch to follow up with all that twisting and torquing. We're gonna stay in a seat here, and we're gonna take a nice forward fold right down the middle. As you can see, I'm on a little mat here. I'm on my little mat. I'm gonna roll up the back edge of the mat. Maybe you find a cushion or a pillow or something where you can sit your pelvis up. And try to sit up on the very front edge here. It just allows you to sit up a little bit taller. But even if you're just flat on the floor, scooch up, sit up tall with your feet out to the bottom of your mat. Pull your toes towards your shins and then relax. And we want to make sure we're not locking anything out here. Make sure your knees aren't locked out, your ankles aren't locked out. When you're ready, inhale, lift your arms, lift your chest, deep breath in. As you exhale, hinge forward from your hips and let your hands fall, palm facing up. Now this is not about touching our toes. We want to let the head and neck relax and be heavy. And so, as you can see, this looks very different than reaching for my toes. I'm actually aiming my forehead towards my belly button. And instead of reaching, I'm releasing and surrendering. And you know, from here, it's actually nice. I'm gonna take these blocks, and you can slide them underneath the back of your hands. Or if you have any item, any book, or something, you can just kind of lift your hands off the floor. And see if that feels like you're taking away the reach a little bit further. Now, you can probably feel this pose working everywhere from the back of your head all the way through your spine, through your lower back and your hamstrings. But pay careful attention to the knees here. And to really feel the knees, try pulling your toes gently towards your shins. And you can feel we're stretching through the back of the knee, along with everywhere else in the body. We're gonna hang out here for about 1 minute, taking your deepest, smoothest breaths. Try to be still. And when you are complete,
Exhale and slowly begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Really, really slow, with your head and neck being the last to come back up. Real important to move slow here as we release the pose. You can bend your knees if you'd like. And try to be still. And you can feel the after effects. Let your body reset. And just notice how the pose is landing in your body. You might like to take a little wiggle here. You might even like to take some windshield wipers with your knees. Drop your knees to the right. Come back through center. Drop your knees to the left. And back through center. Take as many of these as you like. All right, yogis, we got one more move for you today. All right, yogis, I got one more pose for you today. We're gonna stay here in a seat. We're gonna come up into a butterfly type position here. And that means bring the soles of your feet together. We don't want to be too jammed up on the hips, but we don't want to be so far away that the feet separate. Somewhere in the middle. You might even like to take some blocks or some supports under your knees to kind of cap the movement where you want it to be. But what we're going to do here is first start by taking your hands to the inside of your knees, and we're gonna squeeze the knees in. You're using your hands to press your knees back. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, release. We're gonna switch sides. Take your hands to the outside of your knees. Press your knees into your hands. Press your hands back into your knees. And release. And keep alternating sides, inside, squeeze, outside, squeeze. And now what we're doing is we're isolating the joint once more. And we're isolating by using the muscles. And we're squeezing, pressing in against the joint. We're gonna do this for about 10 reps. This is a good finishing movement after we've done a whole assortment of other exercises towards the knees. This gives them just one final push. Now when you are complete, chill for a moment. As always, and we'll make our way up into the wrap-up. All right, yeah, I think we gave the knees a good proper workout today, mate. And if you get really good, really mobile, dig this movement enough, you can become like me and you can hang out in this squat when you're, just having a snack or watching TV or whatever. Right?
Isn't this what you want to do? No, that's why I'm the rubber man, y'all. But look, working the knees, isolating the joint, it's not always something we pay attention to when we go to the gym. We don't hit the knee machine, you know? So moving through these exercises, isolating the joint, we really can focus on strengthening the knee by stretching, compressing, twisting, and kind of mimicking all the things that we see throughout our golf swing. I hope you're feeling a little bit of action happening in the knees. Find somewhere to sit down after all that. Get a beverage, get some water, you deserve it. But that's all I got for now, everybody. I appreciate you moving around with us today. If there's any specific part of the body that you notice you struggle with in your golf game, leave a comment down below. I guarantee there's some exercises or movement we can take to help you out. But until then, I'm Jack, and I will see you next time. Peace.